Welcome back, everyone. I'm JTXRP, and I cover different projects on the XRP ledger as well as XRP itself. And it was requested that I do a tutorial about a XUMM wallet and how to set it up, since it is the main and most popular wallet right now in February of 2022 that is used for the XRP ledger. And so I love it. I love XUMM. It has become one of my most favorite wallets. It is a little bit different to use, but I find it easier to use than MetaMask and many other wallets I've interacted with. And so cannot brag about it enough. But today we're going to walk you through not only how to set up XUMM and the wallet itself, but also how to make sure that it is funded so you can do all of those amazing things like participate in the airdrops, participate in setting up trust lines and Reaper voting, or all the cool things you're wanting to do. And I'll show you, and I'll have other tutorials as well in the future if you want to go check those out for how to do some of those cool things. I'll get you set up with the airdrops. I'll get you set up with how to set up a trust line. A few of my favorite projects, Reaper and Xcorgi. I'll show you how to do some things there. If at any time I'm going too fast or too slow, and you want to change the speed of which I'm talking, you can go to the gear icon in YouTube and you can choose the playback speed to set it at a slower or faster pace if you'd like to breeze through these. Also, if you'd like to skip through things, there are different bookmarks at the bottom of the video in red that should allow you to see the different sections, what I'm covering. If you want to skip a section, if you've already done something, if you're just going to fly through it, go. If you're more crypto familiar, please feel free to use those bookmarks below as well. But without further ado, let's get started here on how to set up the wallet. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you can either go to the App Store or the Google Play Store. This is XUMM.app, XUMM.app. You'll see on the right-hand side here. And then, of course, you see on my phone, we're going to go to the App Store and download it here. So I'll go to the App Store and I will download the XUMM wallet. You can see that it's that blue X and that white X and white check mark in that blue background. It's kind of what you should be looking for. We'll say XUMM XRP wallet. And so I'm going to download that, and we're going to hit open, and then we're going to, so this is the XUMM app. This is the setup for it. We start off, of course, this is used for payments and XRP payment requests on the XRP ledger. Then we're going to set up a passcode. This is just going to be a test wallet, so I'm just going to use something basic and type it in there. It's going to give you a prompt here if your password is too easy. So make sure, I'm going to use an easy one, but you guys can use whatever you want. This is purely for test purposes. So I'm going to hit use anyway. If you are going to set up your own wallet, you want to hit change passcode if you get this error though. So next it's going to ask me to repeat my passcode to confirm. Then I'm going to hit save. Next, it asks you if you want to set up face or fingerprint ID. And so biometrics are huge. They're a great way to protect yourself. They're a great way to get in and out of the apps without putting in a whole bunch of passwords. I use it myself. This is not financial advice, but I would set this up. I would say yes here. If you want to say maybe later, you can, but I highly recommend using this as a way to secure your wallet. Again, not financial advice, but what I would do. So we're going to hit yes in this circumstance. So next it's going to ask you if you want push notifications. Now, I love to make sure that any wallet I have has push notifications enabled on it. You may want to do otherwise, but there's always a risk you're going to miss something. I just like that extra satisfaction at knowing that I'm going to get everything. So I'm going to hit yes. I would encourage you to hit yes as well. So it's going to, of course, ask you in the settings of your phone to say yes. Next, we have some tutorials here just to make sure that you are aware that I'm going to read through. If you want to skip past this step, make sure you're looking down in the timeline to do so. If you want to skip past this part, but I'm going to read this part off to you just so you know with the information that XUMM and the XRP ledger wants you to know. So 1, XUMM is non-custodial. XUMM is a non-custodial wallet, meaning your funds aren't in XUMM custody, but are live on the XRP ledger. Only you can access your funds with your account secrets as generated by XUMM and imported into XUMM. And we'll cover this a little bit later because it's going to ask you to set up these secret phrases or these secret numbers. This means that XUMM and the XUMM team cannot access and cannot recover your funds if you make a mistake or lose your secret keys. And again, we'll cover the secret keys here more in a second. So it's going to let you, it's going to move this timeline at the bottom. And after you get done with the timeline, you can hit, or you have to hit I understand. So I'm going to hit I understand. Number 2, keep your secrets safe. Only you, using your account secrets, can access your funds. You and you alone are responsible for keeping them safe offline. Write down your backups at multiple offline locations. So again, it's going to have the line and then it's going to prompt us to move forward. You have to say, I understand about your secret keys. This is all just to make sure you understand how important your secret keys are. So number 3, transactions are permanent. XUMM cannot revert transactions or recover the funds if you make a mistake. Transactions are instant and irreversible. So do not do anything unless you are absolutely sure, guys. Cannot state that enough. And again, you're going to have to click I understand to move forward. Number 4, your funds live on the XRP ledger. XUMM is an XRP ledger client application. This means your XRP does not reside in XUMM. It's not in the app on your phone, guys. This is just accessing the XRP ledger. I just want to reiterate that. Transactions sent and received are sent and received live by the XRP ledger. So again, the timer is going to go by. You're going to hit I understand and move forward to 5. Number 5, never share your secret keys. XUMM and the XUMM support department will never ask you for your secret keys. If someone does or asks you to enter your secret keys somewhere, you are being scammed. Period. Full stop. Please do contact us with as much information that you have about this incident if you encounter this, but you shouldn't encounter this incident because you're not giving your secret keys away and you're writing them down and putting them somewhere safe in multiple places, hidden from anyone else, not telling anyone. Again, just reiterating this as much as I can. Next, you're gonna, do the same thing, say I understand, or whatever the prompt is at the bottom to move forward. Number 6, when you change your device, using XUMM with a new device will require you to re-enter your secret keys for any accounts that previously created. So let's talk about this a second. If you lose your device and let's say you're like panicked, your funds are on there, or your device gets broken, you go get a new phone, as long as you have those secret keys, you can open them on your phone and you can enter the secret keys into the XUMM app and recover your wallet. So you need your secret keys for that reason. If you break your phone, lose your phone, want to open right now, there's not a web app for this. This is purely an app on your phone. So again, you'll need a phone to recover them essentially because you can't log in on the web. So again, the timer is going to go by. We're going to hit I understand and move forward. 7, questions and support. Please don't hesitate to contact us, meaning XUMM, not myself, but XUMM. If you have any further questions, our FAQ and support channels can be found here at https://support.xumm.app. Please note, this is the only trustworthy channel for XUMM support. Again, go to them, always go to the source and make sure you have that correct website if you're trying to get support. So again, the timer is going to go by and then it's going to ask you for the prompt. You say okay to the prompt or I understand and move forward. Next is going to ask you for the terms of service. You just want to hit confirm. If you want to read them, please feel free to do so. I encourage you to do so, but you can just hit confirm if you want. Next, if there's anything new in these updates, I encourage you to read them as well, but it's going to tell you a little bit about what's new. If you want to, for the sake of this tutorial and to get things set up, you can just hit close. All right, so now you have gone through all the front-facing things that it wants you to do, and now it wants you to add an account. So we're going to hit that blue add account button. So it's going to ask you in this, after you've done that, if you want to import your existing account. This is where you would import those secret phrases if you lost your phone, dropped your phone, got a new phone. If you want to hit that gray button to hit import existing account. But for this tutorial, we're going to be creating a new account, being that that blue button at the top. So you want to hit create a new account. All right, important. Only you can touch your funds, but you will have to keep your secret numbers safe. Your secret consists of 8 rows labeled A through H, containing 6 digits per row. Write down all the rows on a piece of paper and keep it somewhere safe. If your device crashes and you don't have the secret numbers anymore, your funds will be lost. Never share your secret keys or your secret numbers, in this case, your private key, with someone else. If you do, you may lose access to your funds. Make sure to hit next, I understand, and you move forward to the next step. All right. So these are your secret keys, your private keys, and your private numbers, so to speak. So if someone says your private keys, your secret numbers, that's what these are. These are all synonyms for what you're about to do in this step right here. So again, I'm showing you these, at least the top row, because this is a test account, and I'm going to be transferring all the money out of this account after I'm done with these sets of tutorials. But this is what you're going to see. So you want to write down row A, like get a piece of paper, get a notebook, and get something that you can write down with that's going to be durable. It's going to be um, easy to hide, that you can store in a safe, whatever you want to do. Go put in a safety deposit box in a bank, but write them down here. So what you're going to do is you're going to write down row A, these numbers, which is like, for instance, 350403. And then you're going to write down you're going to hit next, go to row B, write it down, go to row C, and so on and so forth. And you're going to write all of these rows down in order and what row they correspond to. So for instance, row A, 35043, row B, whatever the numbers come up, row C, whatever the numbers come up, all the way through H. So do that right now, pause this video here, do that, and then come back. And we're going to take care of the next step. So now you should have written down your secret keys, and now the XUMM app is going to ask you to confirm what it just told you. So now it's going to ask you to re-enter, and this is kind of annoying, but this is the hardest step in the whole process, guys. So bear with me. So you're going to re-enter with the plus and minus sign to move the numbers. You're going to move the numbers to re-enter what XUMM just told you, what your secret keys are, and you got to re-enter them into this app to make sure that you've gotten them correct and that you've written them down correctly and that you understand. That's what this whole step is for. It's a quality step to make sure that you have the correct numbers written down. So put those numbers in, that what you have written down, to go through each row, again, using the plus and minus sign to move the numbers. And then if you want to move over to the left or to the right, you want to use the black arrows. And after you're done with each row, you're going to hit next. And if there's a problem, make sure to edit the numbers. And then if you want to hit back to go see what your secret phrases were, and if you correct those, hit the back button to do that. After you have done this step, and if you have completed and confirmed that your numbers are correct, you want to hit next. And I'll see you in the next step if you want to pause here. So now I've entered everything in correctly, and I can go to the next step, just as hopefully you're seeing on your screen as well. So this is what you should be seeing unless the UI has changed. If it has, just hit the next button after you've got everything correct. So great, here's your new account. You can now receive funds to the general public account address. This is, of course, the public address. This is something that if you want to receive funds, if you want to share, you can share this. This is the address where people can send you stuff if you want to have it sent. So if someone's going to make a payment to you, if you're going to use the tip bot, this is an address where people can send you funds. And so this is sendable. This is something you should feel free to send. It should be at the top of your XUMM wallet whenever you go back to the main page. But again, this is where you want to be able to send funds in the next step, which is adding funds to this account, which most people divide into two videos. I'm doing it in one because I consider it the same step. Like, your wallet is not fully set up yet. You need XRP in the account to be able to set up a trust line and to do all these other cool things. So let's make sure we can get you XRP into your wallet. So hit the next button. Again, there's this account activation. Account activation is required on the XRP ledger. To activate, you will have to make a first deposit of at least 10 XRP. The first 10 XRP deposited into your account cannot be spent, but will be reserved for keeping your account active and pay on XRP ledger fees. Your reserved XRP will not show up in the balance of XUMM, but you can view your reserve with the Explain My Balance button on the home screen above your XRP balance. So basically what that means, guys, is that you're going to send in, let's say, 20 XRP to get started. You're only going to see 10 XRP received like in the wallet home screen, because the other 10 XRP is held in reserve for transaction fees. And those transaction fees are extremely low. They're like 0.000008 something. But again, they're held in reserve for fees. That's how it's done. XRP is fairly cheap right now. It shouldn't be a huge hit to anybody compared to all the other stuff that's going on with Ethereum and other gas fees on other layer ones, but you understand. So that's why you're here, right? So let's move on. Hit next, I understand. So now it's going to ask you the kind of security you want on your wallet. So choose the security level that suits this account. There's standard that comes with Face ID and your passcode. And then there's the extra security. If you want to use your password, it's better for long-term storage, but it's required to use it anytime you want to sign a transaction. So right now, all you have to do to sign a transaction, and the ones that I prefer to use, which is standard, all you need is your face. It reads your face, you swipe, and you're done. But for the extra security, if you have to enter a password every time, it can be quite annoying. And you might not want to do that unless you just want to have two wallets, one that you use interact with, and the other that you have for like cold storage that you send things to. We'll talk about those strategies in the airdrop video for more information, but right now, pick which one you want. I recommend standard for the easiest and simplest use, and then hit next. If you want to hit extra security, that's up to you. Contact XUMM for support because I'm not going to be the one to help. I'll do what I can, but yeah, I can't be responsible for all that in the comments below, but I will try to do my best to help anyone I can. But again, I'm not XUMM support. So next, it's going to ask you for an account label. I'm just going to put JTXRP test, and you should put something that's just kind of naming the account, spending, savings, maybe your name, account, what have you, whatever you want to do. Just make sure you label it somehow. Now it says your account setup is complete, but we know that you have to fund your account as well. So it's not like totally complete. So just hit hooray, let's go, hit the button, and we'll move on to the next step. Now, again, it shows JTXRP. It shows the account address that if you want to share it for someone to pay you, that's the address up top in the upper left, just under JTXRP, that you can do so with. So now the second half here is to make sure that your account is funded so that you can actually do stuff inside of XUMM. So for that, we're going to use Uphold. Uphold is the one place that we can seem to get XRP in the US. If you're outside of the US, you might have other places you can get it, but Uphold is one of my favorite exchanges because they've kept XRP up. They're very communicative with their community, and they're very responsive for the most part. So cannot recommend Uphold enough. They just seem to be on top of things, on top of a great use case of being able to switch anything to anything. And so really, really cool. But we're going to download the app real quick. We're going to search it out in the App Store. I have an iPhone. And so you get to see what it looks like here. It's downloading. And now we're going to open it. And you can see that this is the standard screen that you start with. So it's going to ask you if you have an account that you want to go with. If you have global ID, you can use global ID. I'm going to be walking you through the setup. If you don't have an account, you do not have a global ID, just kind of the standard email setup. So if you don't have, I'm going to hit the bottom. I do not have an account. And then we're going to go through those steps. So first, it's going to ask you for your email address, your password, your country of residence, your state or province, your citizenship. And of course, you're going to enter in all this information. Then you're going to hit I accept. Then it's going to ask you to confirm your details. If you need to pause the video, guys, if I'm going too fast or too slow, you can make sure to pause the video to do so. I'm going to try to zoom through this fairly quickly, though, just because I know that there are several steps, and you probably already pausing it to put all your information in anyways. But again, this is just to walk you through what the steps are. I certify that my name and date of birth and my photo ID match. So put all that information in, hit confirm, make sure to verify it at the top here. Mine's blurred out. But make sure that I hit certify and confirm. Next, it's going to ask you for your phone number. Make sure you enter your phone number and you hit agree and then hit next. It's going to send you a verification code to your phone number. So put that verification code you get to your phone and put that in. I'm going to put that in here real quick. So after I've entered that in, I'll hit done. It'll automatically accept it. And then it's going to ask me more information about where I live, so on and so forth. So it's going to ask me my home address, the city, the zip code, and then I'm going to enter that information in and hit next. After that, it should ask me to check my email. It's going to send a link to set up the account. And it's going to say, hey, that's the email address. at the bottom there, open the Mail app, and then click on that email or that link, and you should be set up from there on. So now that you have your account set up inside of Uphold, you need a way to get funds onto Uphold. So we're going to take a look at that now. I'm on the markets page, as you see in the lower right-hand corner. You can see that it's green where it's highlighted in market. But now we're going to click on the transact button just to the left of it in the center bottom of the page on the left-hand side on the looking at the phone section. So now it's going to have this kind of, where do you want the transaction to come from and where do you want it to go to? And I'm just going to click on the down arrow from in the from box, and it's going to bring up another page. And it's going to ask me about my accounts. And so you can see that I have my accounts there that I personally set up. I have XRP already in them. It's kind of blurred out as to how much I have, obviously. You can add a bank, you can add a credit card just under that. You want to hit the plus button for the bank if you want to set up a direct deposit or bank account. Now, it's going to ask you what you want to deposit in, whether you want euros, pounds, US dollars. Obviously, I want US dollars. I'm going to be depositing in. Next, it's going to ask me if I want to do a bank account and link my bank to it, or if I want to do a wire transfer for larger deposits. It's free if you have deposits over 50K, or sorry, 5K, $5,000. Next, it's going to ask you for US banks, be aware you won't be able to withdraw an external crypto wallets for 65 days. It is very frustrating that you can't leave it out of your account for 65 days, but don't stop the tutorial. This is just, if you want to do a bank account, this is how you're going to do it. Okay. So what you're going to do, if you want to add a bank account, we're going to cover other options in a second that might be quicker for you to get funds onto your wallet. But right, this is just the bank account option. So you're going to hit add US bank account if you're in the US. If you're not in the US, you probably don't even have this step. So I wouldn't worry about it. And then it's going to go through Plaid, which is a third party, to be able to connect your bank account to Uphold here. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit continue, and then you're going to ask you to select your bank. And if you have the bank app on your phone, it's going to probably interact with your bank app to be able to do the things. But every bank is different. Plaid tries to streamline it as much as possible, but it's going to take you to other steps here. There's too many options for me to go into in this tutorial, but then that's just for setting up your bank account for the future. But for now, we're going to go back to this step, and we're going to instead go to to that same from box. We're going to hit the down arrow, and we're going to instead hit credit or debit card, which is just under the bank's option. You're going to hit that little plus sign on the right-hand side there next to credit cards. And so you're going to put in your card number, the valid through, the date. But anyways, you're just going to put in your information, and you're going to be able to upload funds from your debit card a lot quicker than your bank account. So just FYI. So I would recommend using your debit card because of the speed of transactions, being able to move your funds, and so on and so forth. So now that you have your debit or credit card on the account, what we're going to do is we're going to put funds from your credit or debit card or your bank onto the account. But again, I recommend a debit card because you're going to be able to move the funds off of your Uphold much quicker than you won't have that 65-day problem than if you link your bank. So that being said, let's go here. Let's scroll down. You're going to click the debit card you just added. It should appear under your credit and debit card section. So click that. And then I'm just going to add 50 here for $50. And you can see that it's going to be 50 USD, appears in the middle. And then we're going to hit in the to box, we're going to hit the down arrow. And it's going to ask us what we want to purchase. Like where do we want to move those $50 to? And we're going to scroll down under the account section, and we're going to choose under cryptocurrencies XRP. And so you can see the current price, kind of what it's doing right now. And we're going to choose XRP there. After we do that, you can see that if we choose XRP, we'll be brought back to the previous screen where you can see how much $50 will buy you of XRP, which is 57.64, and change. So now that you have that selected, you're going to hit preview deposit. So next it's going to ask me for if I want to confirm the transaction. So I'm just going to put a note of test account, JTXRP. So I'm going to put these funds in my Uphold account by hitting confirm deposit. It's going to do the transaction. You're going to see the little balloon and a little spinny thing, and then it should give you a check mark. But if it doesn't give you a check mark and it gives you this transaction is processing, sometimes you have to wait for the transaction to process. XRP is really fast. Sometimes the third parties or the centralized exchanges are not as fast, but it's all still pretty quick for the most part. So you can see that actually already, even though it said that, my XRP is already in my not wallet, but on the exchange for me to send off. So now we need to send those funds that we just put on the centralized exchange called Uphold. We need to move those funds from the Uphold exchange to the XUMM wallet. So now we're going to hit the transact button, the green button down there, and it's going to bring up the same transact screen again. And so this time we're going to put XRP up on the top there. And if you need to hit the drop down, just select the XRP account that you have, and then type in the amount you want to send to XUMM. So now we're going to put in, again, just 50 XRP. I know that's less than I bought technically, but we're going to put in 50 XRP. And then we're going to tap on the to section, and we're going to, instead of choosing a cryptocurrency, we're going to continue to scroll down past national currencies, and you're going to see crypto networks. Under the crypto networks, you're going to hit XRP Ledger Network. And then you should be set up, and it should bring you to an address. It's going to ask you for an address of where you want to send this money to on the XRP Ledger. This is where you take the XUMM address of the XUMM wallet that you just set up, and you place it in that XRP address box right there. So I'm going to go grab that address, but in this case, I've got it on my other phone. So I'm just going to scan the address of, in this case, but you can copy and paste it. You can idle the app and come back to it, and then paste the address. But then I'm going to hit the next button after it's gained the address. And then it's going to ask me, it's going to confirm all the information of what I want to withdraw, where I want to withdraw it. So again, I'm just going to put XUMM test as a note, and then confirm, hit the confirm my withdrawal button. It's going to ask me, I have two-factor authentication set up. So it's going to ask me for my two-factor authentication, and then it's going to be sent off. And that's that. So now you should have the 40 XRP difference in your XUMM account, and your XUMM account is funded. This means that you can set trust lines, you can set or take advantage of the different airdrops that are going on. All of those things I will be covering in different tutorials that will be linked in the description of this video as well. Maybe if you want to do Reaper voting, if you want to buy different XRP Ledger tokens, there's different tutorials in the description to do so. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Always happy to help if I can. If I missed something, please let me know. Be happy to make a follow-up tutorial. But yeah, this is the XUMM wallet, guys. It's pretty easy, pretty amazing. Check out the end screen here. There's going to be a couple different tutorials that are going to be helpful to this, about setting a trust line, about taking advantage of those different airdrops. So make sure to check those out. Again, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, comment below, and share with someone you know. But I'm JTXRP. I hope you found this helpful, and I'm out.